What's good, everybody? This your man Prophetic. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming back. You know, to holler at y'all about some real shit. You know how we do. Today, topic of conversation is it's a very important topic. You know what I'm saying? This is for my fellas out here. This is for my young brothers in particular, but you know, my older fellas, you might, you know, some of y'all might can learn from this too. Yeah, man. This is one of these real situations, you know. It goes back to a topic that I made a video on earlier called simpinsanity. And I know the word sounds, you know, a little made up, but there's some real truth to simpinsanity. Now, let me explain what simpinsanity is. Simpinsanity is the final form of being a simp. It is the lowest place that a simp can go. It is when a guy who don't have intestinal fortitude and he's dealing with a woman and she have him in such a place to whereas he acts outside of his manhood and he either actively or passively does something to either bring about his life's end or the life of someone else. Now, the most famous example that we have of this right now is, you know, rest in peace to the homie Trouble. You know, he was murdered by a young man in Atlanta who was in a relationship with a female. She's a female rapper out here in Atlanta. I don't really know her name or whatnot, but that's irrelevant. They was in a relationship for 3 years. And the girl and the guy was riding in the car together. And she had a conversation with the guy about him getting a job, him being a provider, him not paying for bills or whatnot. And during the course of that conversation, dude getting his feelings, he punched her. She calls 911. Now, the way how this story is told very sanitized. You know, it's told like, well, she told him about he need to get a job and he hit her or whatnot. We don't know the dynamics of the way how that conversation went. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when a man is being told about his financial situation, the way how that information is brought to him, and trust me, I'm not making excuses for this guy, but the way how that information is brought to him, a lot of times that information is brought to him in a very disrespectful way. So I'm not saying that's what happened, but I know in a lot of times, especially when there's emotion involved and a woman feel like you're not holding your end of the bargain, that message can be delivered in a very disrespectful way. So to get back to the story, the dude and the girl, they get into it. He jumps out of the car. Boom. He's running. He leaves. So she don't see him for a week. She considered that as them being broken up. She starts dealing with the dude Trouble. Now, for within a week's time, for the rapper Trouble to be up in her house, sleeping in the bed, not saying that things don't really happen that fast, because sometimes it do happen that fast, but it's a strong possibility that she probably was dealing with this dude already. You know what I'm saying? So, the homie Trouble is in the bed with the chick. They laying with each other. And then the guy who used to live in his house a week ago, it's his house. He know how to get in. He forces his way into the house. And he starts fighting the girl while she's in the bed with dude. Dude wakes up. Them two get into a fight. He ups the pistol. He shoots Trouble. Trouble dies in this woman's apartment. He don't shoot the woman. He shoots Trouble. A guy who's completely innocent in this situation, except for the fact that he doing what men do. She opened the door, he came in, he laid up with her. But the simp insanity took root inside of this guy. Because in his mind, their relationship not over. In his mind, that's still his house, even though he ain't been there in a week. In his mind, that's still his bed because he was sleeping in there for 3 years. In his mind, that's still his woman because he been doing what they was doing last night for 3 years with this woman. So he was not able to effectively sever the tie emotionally. And because he was not able to effectively sever the emotional tie, it drove him to insanity and he took another man's life. And now his life is over because they got him in custody now. So Trouble's dead. The dude's life is over. He's gonna get life in jail in Georgia. They're not playing with him. They about to slam him. And the female is gonna be able, she's gonna mourn Trouble for a little while. She's gonna villainize the dude who did the murder. And then maybe a month, maybe a week, maybe right now, on to the next one. And at the end of the day, Who loses in this conversation? Who lost in this scenario? The innocent young man who was sleeping in the bed. And be real with you, the man who was overcome by simp insanity. It's the two men who lost in this situation. The woman is there to be able to rebound. She can get another dude. You know, she can probably move out of that apartment, move into another space or whatever. She have a chance at life. So what I want to tell you brothers is, man, we gotta deal with each other in a different way, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're a man who ever dealt with a woman and you ever felt like she either stepped out on you or she was with another dude, that's a hard pill for you to swallow in your ego. But at the same time, man, a harder pill to swallow is life in prison. A harder pill to swallow is to bring about the judgment of the Most High in your life for killing somebody. That's a harder pill to swallow. So what I'm asking my brothers is, when you feel like you overwhelmed and you push to the brink of wanting to operate and act out of simp insanity, stop. Stop for a second. Take a deep breath. And think about that one person in your life that you couldn't afford to lose. Whether that's your mother, your child, your best friend, that one person who you would hate to not be able to see their face again. And you allow that memory to pull you out of your insanity. Because we gotta do things differently, man. And for my brothers, man, I hate to tell y'all this, but it's real. The world has changed, man. Things have changed, bro. You're really taking your life up in your own hands, laying up in a woman's house, bro. Because I'm pretty sure she didn't tell this man that she had an ex that was living there and this or whatnot. So he took his life in his own hands, bro. Sleeping in a woman's bed, laying in a woman's bed, bro. Nah, that man, bro, he had resources. And I'm going to tell him, look, all my young brothers, look, bro, don't sleep in no chick's house like that, man. If you gonna go over there, man, go over there, do what you gotta do, woo woo. Especially don't sleep in no chick house who you ain't been kicking it with for no longer than a week. Bro, you can't do that, bro. I'm not, God bless the dead, bro. I'm not blaming the man. The man was innocent, but at the same time, we have to move. We have to move with self-preservation being our number one thing. And what you cannot do, my brothers, you cannot put yourself in a situation where somebody can catch you completely sleeping, whereas you are unconscious and they are in the room. They have to drop on you. Bro, we can't move like that, man. Everybody won't get some scans, man. It's all good, bro, but the scans can't be worth your life. If you don't want to bring them back to your house, they got nothing but hotels, man. They got nothing but motels, bro. They even got backseat if you with it. But posting up at a chick house that you don't really know, and you don't really know who she dealing with outside of you, you don't know who else got access to that house, it's a recipe for disaster. And it then blew up on a lot of different guys who have not had the notoriety that this young man has had. So I'm going to link the little, story so y'all can see the news clip of this buster who basically let simp insanity lead him to take this young man's life. Rest in peace, Trouble. And I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry it happened for you like that, man. And this your man, Prophetic. Don't you never forget it. And I'm out.
Insight into the moments leading up to his death.
The new developments are coming a little more than 24 hours after police arrested that murder suspect.
Molly Oak joining us in studio this morning with the latest on the investigation and some new details coming out of that warrant.
And once we got our hands on those arrest warrants, it gives us a bit of a clearer picture of what led up to the death of Atlanta-based rapper Morel Orr, also known as Trouble. They say the man charged with murder, Jamichael Jones, and his girlfriend of 3 years broke up about a week ago. The woman told deputies that she and Jones previously lived together, but that he left after she says he hit her during an argument. In the warrants, investigators say Jones went to his ex-girlfriend's apartment in Conyers early Sunday morning and forced his way in. That's where he found his ex and Orr asleep in a bed. After allegedly punching her in the face and fighting with Orr, warrants say Jones pulled a gun, shot Orr in the chest, and then left the apartment complex 7 minutes later. Right now, Jones will remain in jail. A judge denied his bond yesterday, just hours after turning himself in. He faces felony murder, aggravated assault, and home invasion charges. He's due back in court in a week. Cheryl.